Look back at World War II through the lens of traditional military history, and you'll see a conflict defined by calculated strategy. You'll find command rooms, vast logistical networks, and generals drafting blueprints for total victory. This era is typically associated with technological dominance, the age of the superfortress, where massive air fleets were designed to carry destruction higher, faster, and farther than anything built before. But the scale of a global total war puts a specific kind of strain on industrial capacity and human psychology. When traditional strategy failed to produce immediate results, the established military doctrine began to fracture. To break the stalemate, advanced militaries started treating eccentric theories as viable tactical options. Intelligence agencies and field commanders alike began exploring asymmetric and even zoological solutions to engineering problems. We can track how this desperation manifested on both sides by looking at two specific anomalies: a high-tech German submarine defeated by its own plumbing, and a Syrian brown bear who was formally drafted into the Allied infantry. In 1944, the German Navy deployed the U-1206. The objective was to create a vessel that could stay submerged for longer periods to avoid detection, which meant solving a basic problem: how to use the facilities under extreme ocean pressure. German engineers overcomplicated a deep-sea toilet to solve this, creating a labyrinth of valves that required specialized training just to flush. It was a mechanical solution that ignored the reality of a cramped, high-stress environment where a single mistake could be fatal. In April 1945, a simple valve failure allowed high-pressure seawater to flood into the battery compartment right beneath the plumbing. This triggered a chemical reaction, creating chlorine gas. Within minutes, a deadly green cloud expanded, threatening to suffocate the crew. The captain had no choice but to breach the surface to vent the gas, sacrificing his mission to save his crew. The U-boat surfaced directly into enemy territory. 4 men were killed and 37 were captured. The captain scuttled the vessel to prevent his technology from falling into Allied hands. It remains the only military submarine in history to be lost because of a plumbing error, a byproduct of engineering that outpaced the crew's ability to safely operate it. While the Axis focused on mechanical complexity, Allied agencies explored biological workarounds. Before modern guidance systems existed, they looked to animals to solve engineering hurdles. This led to experimental programs like B.F. Skinner's pigeon-guided missiles and the weaponization of bats. Most of these projects failed, but the willingness to embrace the unusual trickled down to the infantry. In 1942, Polish soldiers adopted an orphaned Syrian brown bear named Wojtek. He was raised in the camp, eventually becoming more than just a companion. He was fed milk from vodka bottles and grew up as an unofficial camp guard. In 1943, he even helped capture an infiltrator who snuck into the food store. To keep him with the unit during overseas deployments, the Polish army formally drafted Wojtek. He was given the rank of private, a service number, a paybook, and double rations. This wasn't a mascot role. Private Wojtek was deployed to the Battle of Monte Cassino, one of the war's most brutal mountain engagements. During combat, the bear was seen walking on his hind legs, carrying 100-pound crates of artillery shells to the guns. He worked under direct enemy fire, supplying ammunition to keep his unit in the fight. The Allied military bureaucracy didn't just tolerate the bear, they integrated him. While German technology sank its own ships, the Allies utilized a wild predator to maintain supply lines. A sunken U-boat and a bear carrying shells seem like unrelated historical footnotes, but they share a common origin. They are both physical manifestations of the desperation caused by global conflict. When traditional frameworks break down, the distinction between a brilliant idea and a cataclysmic error becomes incredibly difficult to see. Military history is often presented as a steady, logical progression of technology. In reality, wartime innovation is messy, reactive, and driven by the immediate need to survive at any cost. This period was a brief window where biology and manual engineering were used to solve problems that would later be handled by electronic systems. It was a time when a commander might give a bear a paybook, because at that moment it was the only option that worked. The outcome of these years rested as much on the strength of an artillery-carrying bear as it did on the mechanical reliability of a single bathroom valve.